Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2021 mid-month general readings. We're looking at the last 2 weeks of January. I hope I said 2021 and not 2020. This is for the last 2 weeks of January 2021, and this is for the fire sign of Leo. That's Leo's sun, moon, rising. If your Venus is in Leo, if you're cross-watching for a Leo, it's all relevant. But of course, being a general reading, it's going to resonate a little differently. So watch all of your signs if you know them for additional insight and perspective. If you find that any of these readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for anyone else, you can click on the description link below, which will give you some more details and contact information. You'll see my email address there, maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I would be happy to hear from you and to work with you. I can respond with more information within the same day. And I do readings full time, so I'm pretty diligent at scheduling personal readings in as timely a fashion as possible. I do offer a wide variety. And particularly popular right now are the 6 and 12-month overviews I do, which you can order any time of the year. But a lot of people like to get that kind of look ahead in different areas of their life as we're transitioning into a new year. So something to keep in mind. All right, let's move right into this reading for Leo. I hope everyone has had a really lovely transition into the new year, or at least a peaceful one. I hope you're all safe and well. Thanks for tuning in and supporting this channel. Okay, Leo, let's see what's in store for you for the last 2 weeks of January 2021. We begin with a little uncertainty. The moon, followed by the world. We have the High Priestess with the 2 of coins. The Knight of Cups with the 9 of Wands. That's nice, a little help coming in. And from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the last 2 weeks of January, Leo, is Justice in the Upright. So for some of you, this might mean an actual legal situation. Justice is the reap what you sow card. So it represents that the outcome of something is dependent on what actually goes into it. It's going to be fair and equitable, at least from the viewpoint of God, Spirit, your angels, and guides. In the upright position, it does imply that things are going to be working in your favor. They will be fair and just and equitable because they'll be based on the actual facts. But there's always a cautionary note to justice too, because it's the reap what you sow card. So whatever the situation is for you, whether it's an actual specific court case or legal situation or something of that sort, whether it's actually in court or in business or something of that kind, contracts, negotiations, the cautionary advice to justice is to be as honest and transparent as possible. Honor and integrity and all of that, because that's going to be reflected in whatever the outcome is for you, although it looks at this point fairly good. It feels like you're unsure, though, about whether something is going to successfully complete in a way that you can move to the next level. Again, it might be a legal situation. In relationships, it would be taking your relationship to the next level. In school or education learning, it could be being able to successfully complete a certain course so that you can move up into the next one, like from one grade to another or from one course to another. But there's uncertainty about this and maybe some hidden fears, because we do have the moon with the world. You actually have, out of 7 cards, you have 4 of them which are major arcana. So whatever this is for you, Leo, it's probably quite significant for you. So we have the moon, which can represent uncertainty, a lack of clarity, spiritual stirrings or subconscious stirrings, but it can often represent not knowing something or not being able to see something with clarity, which can sometimes trigger, deep-seated fears that we have. For example, there's light under the moon just like there's light under the sun. In fact, I believe the moon reflects the light of the sun, but the light under the moon is not so clear. There's a lot of shadows and hidden corners and little nooks and crannies, and who knows what could be in there. So, dark in the evening, it can be scary when there's a lot of shadows because we don't know what's lurking in those shadows. What we know to be that big old tree in our backyard, at night, under that watery light of the moon can look like a big monster, a bear or something. So because we can't see, we don't know for sure. So it prompts these sort of feelings, sometimes unrealistic fears. So that's the moon card. And what's that about? Well, we have the world with it, which is the last major arcana card in the tarot, the first being the Fool. He has the 0 on his card, and the whole tarot journey is about the Fool's journey through life, or this particular stage of life, until we get to the end, which represents successful completion. Successful completion doesn't mean it wasn't hard, or that you didn't fall down, or that you didn't get hurt, or that you didn't fail multiple times along the way. It means that you successfully completed, you've graduated, and you're taking a minute to pause, to take a look at the new horizon in front of you, getting ready for a brand new journey, on to the next level. It's kind of a leveling up card. So you're uncertain here and maybe have some fears about whether or not you're going to be able to successfully complete something in a way that's going to take you to the next level of this, whether it's a legal system, whether it's learning, education, whether it's a relationship, or some other kind of contract or negotiation, perhaps. I don't know why I'm getting a partnership feel, but I am. We do have that Knight of Cups with the Nine of Wands, somebody coming in to kind of make an offering of assistance or help or love or encouragement to get you through the last part of something. So in the middle here we have the High Priestess with the 2 of Coins. The High Priestess is about your spiritual connection, your connection to God, Spirit, your angels and guides, the divine, because that's how we get kind of messages, and we feel like compulsions, or we get ideas, or we feel compelled to do this rather than this because, I don't know, we just have this feeling about it. That's intuition. Some people call it higher self, some people call it gut instinct. It's your kind of connection, your hose, your conduit to divine, where you get kind of inspiration or feel like you should do something because you have this sort of feeling about it rather than something else. That's intuition. And the High Priestess is very, very good at that. She is, because she allows herself to be quiet, observant, and opens herself up to whatever is coming in, and then she trusts in that and she acts accordingly on that. Even if other people like, well, you should do this, she's like, no, I have this feeling I should be doing this. So that's what that's about: listening, opening yourself up, and paying attention to what your intuition is telling you. So with that we have the 2 of Coins, which usually represents, 2s usually represent crossroads or duality, or needing to having 2 different options, juggling 2 different things, but it usually represents needing to make a choice at some point, what to focus on and what not to focus on, which path to go on, which path not to go on. So you're being called here, Leo, to use your intuition to make a choice or choose a path, which implies that there's 2 different things that you could do here. And it might be excuse me, little hoarse today. Well, we'll clarify it, but it might be because you're feeling uncertain as to a successful outcome or not, that you're maybe considering something else, because it's kind of unclear right now as to whether or not you're going to prevail, to win, to succeed, to take whatever this is, because it's a general reading. It's going to be different things: relationship, school or education, I'm getting on one of them, a legal situation of some kind, or a business contract or negotiation. There's a lack of clarity as to whether or not you're going to be able to take it to the next level or successfully complete it so that you can move on from it. And I think you're trying to kind of get a sense of what to do. Should you maybe stay with the path that you're on, or should you do something different? So then we have the Knight of Cups. Knights are almost always fast moving. They're given a mission and a quest, and so they're very single-minded and focused, sometimes obsessive on that, doing whatever that is, bringing back the results of that, accomplishing that. The Knight of Cups is the Knight of Water, the Knight of Emotion. So he comes charging in, offering love, support, encouragement, asking you out for a date. This is somebody who comes charging in with, roses and chocolate and bad poetry and serenade you, from the street under moonlight. Well, maybe not necessarily, but that's the ideal. The Knight of Cups is an idealist. He's in love with love itself. He believes absolutely everything that he says in the moment. So there's some kind of offer coming in, an opportunity coming in. I feel like somebody is making an offer. It might be a concrete offer, but it's also emotionally driven because it's the Knight of Water, the Knight of Emotions. So it could be an offer of love, support, and encouragement. Well, what clarifies what's coming with the Knight of Cups is the Nine of Wands, which is a card that represents feeling perhaps a bit discouraged, feeling depressed, feeling like, the Nine of Wands is sometimes called the Wounded Warrior card because in other decks, he's sometimes portrayed as standing upright as a soldier. He's got bandages on him. He's obviously, fought a lot of battles already, and he just wants to be done. The tens in the tarot represent a cycle completion or coming full circle. So here we're very close to the end. We're close to wrapping up a cycle. You may not feel like you're that close. You maybe run into yet another obstacle or hurdle or challenge, or you're just feeling tired, discouraged, worn out. You're wondering if you should give up, maybe. It's typically a push-through card. This is, sometimes also the Dark Night of the Soul, the 11th hour. It begs of you to continue that last mile. You're closer than you think you are, but it's a card of feeling, like kind of discouraged and maybe you should give up. There's some kind of help coming in for you, or an offer of help or assistance of some kind to help you get to the 10, to help you get to completion, to help you wrap the last part of this up. Because it feels like there's fear and uncertainty, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, finish this, complete this, move on to the next thing, move on from this thing. Should I give up? So let's clarify. Let's clarify justice. Justice in the upright is the overall energy for this situation, Leo. Also kind of gives us a clue that, what you put into it is going to be directly reflected in the outcome. Minimal investment, minimal return, moderate investment, moderate return, intensive investment, intensive return. So the Three of Pentacles, partnership, teamwork, collaboration, compromise, negotiation. And the Ace of Pentacles right behind that. A practical new beginning, moving, relocating a new job, sometimes receiving a sum of money or resources that enable you to have a new start. Yeah, because I was getting kind of a partnership feeling off of this. So for some of you, this might be a legal team. It might be for some of you that you're trying to negotiate something, again, whether it's an actual specific legal case where there's mediation and you're making this offer and no, I want something better, so here's another offer. It could be like that kind of haggling in an actual court situation or a legal situation. It could be in business as well. Contracts, negotiations, starting off on a new project with a group of people, having other people come together to help, because I am seeing help here too, because you're obviously in the middle of doing something which it's probably been a long time up until now. I mean, this doesn't feel like a quick process. It feels like something you've probably been invested in for quite some time, regardless of what area of your life it's about. And the issue here is that you're unsure as to whether you should keep going or not, because you're unsure as to whether you can reach your goal or you can get to the next level or successfully complete this to move on. There's this uncertainty here. it feels like many of you are going to be receiving assistance or the offer of assistance here, or the offer of people coming together with you to make something happen and to start something happening. But you're going to have to use your intuition to make a choice or not. There's a choice on the table here. Clarify the Two of Coins. Because you're feeling tired and discouraged. You may have run into an obstacle or a hurdle of some kind, and you may be considering giving up on this, walking away from it. Clarify the Two of Coins. The Eight of Cups, leaving, walking away. Or the Chariot, pushing through to the end. The Chariot is a card of success, but it's on a challenging path. I mean, when you look at, like the chariot races in Roman times or medieval times, they were pretty brutal. There's only one winner, and you have to overcome quite a bit. You have to be very ambitious, very focused on your goal, and not willing to give up or allow anything to come in between you. Even if you fail 10 times, it's about getting up that 11th time and pushing forward, and that's how you win. It represents winning because you refuse to give up. So this is the choice that's in front of you, regardless of whether this is business, legal, court, relationship, education. It feels like I've been doing this for forever and I'm not getting where I want to get, or this thing is not progressing. Am I ever going to see the end of this? Should I give up? Should I stay? I feel like this is something you've put a lot of work into already. But then there is this offer with the Knight of Cups to come in and help you. There's somebody who's offering some kind of support, encouragement. It's love-based or it's emotionally based, and it's positive, to help you get through the end of this because you're feeling stuck, you're feeling discouraged. So the question for you, what I'm seeing here, Leo, is what do you do? Do you continue pushing forward? Or do you give up and leave? It's going to be different for all of you in terms of what you choose. Let's end with asking Spirit for some advice here. I mean, for some of you, this might be looking for work as well. It might be that you've been looking and looking and interviewing and interviewing. There could be moving or relocating involved in here too, and you're feeling discouraged, like, why am I not hearing back? Why am I not getting an answer? Why am I not, why is this so hard? Does it mean I should give up? Advice and guidance for Leo for the last 2 weeks of January 2021, a new year. The Six of Wands. This is victory. If you continue with this, you will win, because the Six of Wands represents victory after a challenge, after a struggle. This night, this person went off to go do something, fight, rescue a princess, slay a dragon, some kind of challenge. And he's triumphant. He's coming back and he's riding back into town and he's being praised and cheered, and he's being recognized head and shoulders above. But that's because he persevered and won and came back to show and to prove his victory as well and have it be recognized. So for those of you who feel like you can't push through to completion, for those of you who feel like you're not going to get recognition for your efforts, for those of you who feel like giving up this Nine of Wands energy, you can say no and walk away. Just because Spirit is saying, look, if you continue to persevere, you're going to win, doesn't mean that you need to. If you don't, it doesn't mean that the sky is going to fall in or anything like that. Spirit is saying if you keep at it, you will win, you will be successful at this, whatever the specifics of this are for you. But it does look like a long and challenging path, and it has been a long path. But I feel like you're very close to completion, and it's usually the last mile that's the hardest, So yeah, if you keep at it, you will succeed. But you can also make the choice to walk away as well. I don't think anything bad is going to happen here, except that you won't get to that goal that you have for this. And down the road, you may look back on this and regret it. So that's a piece of advice too. All right, Leo, so that is your reading for the last half of January 2021. I hope that you enjoyed it, found it helpful and useful. Again, if any of these readings resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading or information about that for yourself or as a gift for anyone else, you can click on the description link below, click on that little arrow, email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the February general readings. Until then, stay safe, stay well, take care of yourself, and I hope to see you back here again soon.